Yep. Good evening, everyone. So you install this MongoDB. uh, So MongoDB install is not complex anything. Everyone able to do it. Install the MongoDB and MongoDB Compass. Compass the GUI. So today, now we will see commands how to handle MongoDB. So MongoDB related commands. What are the basic commands required? Actually, we learned that MongoDB have a Mongo shell. Shell commands for creating and managing the database. So we already have a GUI, but we have to learn all these shell commands. Yesterday, few commands I showed you. One is show DBS and CLS. This is just clearing the screen and view the list of all database. So now next we need to learn the commands. I will open MongoDB Compass. In this, before connecting with Compass, you have to make sure that the server is running. MongoDB server is running. If server is running, then we can just start and connect, and it is connected. Now you can see already in my data, I have so many databases. We are already having some databases. Sure. Okay. Already we have databases. This is predefined existing databases what we are having. So today we will see how to create database, how to add data and everything. For that, already we learned terms difference. Here in MongoDB, all the data is in database. Database contains no tables. We call them as what? Collections. Tables are here called as collection. In collection, tables are stored as what? Data is stored as documents. That's the basic one. Let's see how we can do that. So when we are learning this in the shell commands, now the next important command is, this is number 3. Yesterday given 2, 3 points. 3. This is number 4. Yeah. So to view or to use an existing database or to create a new database. To use an existing database or to create a new database, Mongo shell uses use command. It uses use command. Use database name. We have to just define the database name. So what will happen if database exists? It starts using it. else it can create a new database. If database exists, it starts using it. Otherwise, it can create a new database. So use command is for two purposes. We can start using, and not only that, for creating also. Actually, for our MySQL, we have create command. Here use command is used for creating database. And actually in our MySQL, we can have empty database without any tables, without any views. We can have empty database. Here we cannot have. That means here in MongoDB, you cannot have empty database. After creating database, the database will not be displayed in the list. You can't see it. Until or unless in the database you store something. You store some data inside the database, then database will be shown. Otherwise it is not. So temporarily database will be there. It will not be permanent until or unless you put some data in it. So here you observe now, suppose we are opening the shell. So the Mongo shell, and in the Mongo shell, what happens? Open the Mongo shell. Remember to view this, make sure that always you selected this server. That means you click on this server, then these commands will come. Here open Mongo shell. This is the Mongo shell. In the Mongo shell, you can observe here there is the term, you can see the term is test. Test is actually nothing but test is the sample database. Means test is current sample database. That means it says that as of now you are not working in any database. The default database is what? Test. It's a temporary one. Now suppose you see here I am using use and database demo DB. That is actually database which already exists here. That means it will start using the database. It starts using that database. You see, it's switched to demo DB. It is using the database. So you can see the database name here. You can see which database is currently in use. You can see that, or you also have a command DB. DB is the command to view the current database. Which database is currently active? We can see that enter, it will show that. That means current data, which one is active? Demo DB. So we can start using an database. Now interesting here is, suppose I created use and new database name. Suppose I will give the database name as sample DB. Any name you here problem is capitalization. In MySQL, you don't have capitalization issue in table name, commands, there is no problem. But here capitalization issues. That means in which case you have the database, in the same case you have to access. In the same case you have to access. It matters. Commands also matter. Generally in MySQL, commands are not case sensitive. You can do lowercase or case anything. Here commands are case sensitive. Capitalization matters. All are not lowercase. Some commands lowercase, some commands camel case, just like your JavaScript. Commands are in different case. You have to follow exact. So here you see now I am creating database. Use sample DB. Enter. It says that you are now switched to which database? Sample DB. Okay, let's see the list of databases. Already you see here, when we look at the databases list, you see in the list there is no sample DB. There is no sample DB. I will refresh here. So where, yeah, I will refresh here. So we can refresh. Yeah, you can see we can refresh the databases. When I refresh the database, what happens in that sample is not there. Not only that, you use the command. What is the command? Show DBS. Show DBS is the command. In the list, it will not show any sample DB. That means the database is not there. And you can see that currently you are active in the database. Currently you are active in which database? Sample DB. But it is never shown in the list because it is temporary. Database will not become permanent until or unless some data is kept inside. If it is having some tables, then only it will have, it will show in the list. Otherwise, what happens when I close this? When I close MongoDB, automatically the database is deleted. That means the database sample DB is never created. It is temporary. So you will never see the database in the list. So MongoDB creates a temporary database, creates a temporary database by specified name. You cannot view the new database, the list of days in the list of databases until you store some data into database, until you store some data into database. So DB, so what DB is? DB command refers to current active database. DB command refers to current active database. Which database is currently active? That is defined by using DB. So database actually here if command I given it. So DB command refers to the current active database and you will not see the database in the list until you save some data in it. So this is temporary, whatever data you created. So here what you have to do, use some sample DB. Sample DB is here I am giving like some new database name. And DB, what is the DB? shows active database. These two are basic commands. Okay. Next, now that means when you close MongoDB, automatically this database is deleted. You can never see that. So database is empty. Next, important, after creating database, we created database, we need to store some data into it. So here, creating a new collection. How do we create a new collection? And what is this collection is? MongoDB database stores data in collections. MongoDB database stores data in collections. So actually collection represents a table of MySQL. Because you know MySQL, I am comparing with it. Collection means it represents a table in MySQL. In MySQL, data is in tables. And here MongoDB don't have tables. MongoDB have collections. Collection. You can create a new collection by using the method. We have a method create collection. It is a camel case, create lowercase, and collection C uppercase. We can create a new collection by using create collection. So collection is created by using this method. Right. So here create collection, what is the syntax is? We have to write like this. So what is the current, how to access the current database? Current database is accessed by using DB. DB is referring to current database. DB dot create collection. Create collection. You have to define a collection name and you have to define options. Options as object. That is how we create collection. Options are not compulsory. You can see DB, create collection, and just name is enough. If you don't give options, it will take options automatically. What are options? I will tell you. We will see what are these options. We will discuss. So here to create collection, that means now in MongoDB, whenever I talk about collection means I am talking about a table. We are discussing about tables. To create a table, table name and table related options are present. What are these options? Let's see. Without options, we can create a table. First, let's see without options how we create a table. So just now you see that sample DB is not in the list. Sample DB is not in the list. It is not in the list because we don't have any data. Let's create one collection. DB dot create collection. Create collection, collection name. Collection name in quotes. We have to mention the collection name. Some products is collection name. Any name you can give, but capitalization matters. Products is a collection name. Okay. And options I am not giving. Without options, just enter. Then created OK. That means now a collection is created by name products. And you can see that now when I refresh databases in the list, now you see sample DB will be there. Earlier we don't have that. So that means if you don't put any data, that means anything is not there. If database is empty without anything, then the database is temporary. Database will become permanent only when there are some objects inside it. Remember, as of now, products is empty. There is no data. It's okay. Just database requires some objects inside. Objects means what? Tables are objects, views are objects, right? So now you can see in the list, when I run show DBS, it will get the database and sample DB is available here. We have sample DB here. So a database is created and a collection is created. So when creating collection, when you are creating a table, these options we haven't given. And you can give the options. If you don't give options, what it will take? What options usually table have? Table have some options. Actually, table options is a key and value collection. It is a key and value collection. That means usually it will have key and value collection means it will have key colon value. It is a key and value collection. That means options are written like one object. Object contains a key and a value. So what are the options here? So MongoDB collection options are MongoDB collection options are, we have options like this. What are the options we are having? So here I will give you option name and description. Option and description. We will create a simple tabular form to understand. What are the options it is having? What are the options it can have? So the important options first is we have auto index ID. Auto index ID. Auto index ID. So actually auto index ID, it is a Boolean option. It is a Boolean option, takes true or false. Auto index ID is a Boolean option and it will take true or false. It takes true or false. Now what is the purpose of this is it generates an auto generated ID for every document in collection. For every document in collection. What is document? Document means row. Actually, what we have to do when we create a record, unique reference, we add a primary key. And primary key, you can keep any type number or string. If it is number, you can keep auto generated. So here, if you auto index ID true, then for every row, one column is automatically added, and that column is auto index ID, and automatically one ID is assigned, and every record will have a unique ID. Even you don't give an ID, an automatic ID is taken. If you don't want this, you want only your own unique IDs, then you can set it to false. By default, it is true. By default, it is true. That means even you don't mention about auto index ID, when table is created, it will take auto index ID as true. By default, auto index ID is true. If you want, you can set it to false. Very recently, they have introduced, means they have announced that in future versions, we are going to remove this. Currently, in the latest version of MongoDB, it is there. But in future versions, we are going to remove this option. They have announced that. But future version means they will keep it at least for 1-2 years. Immediately, they don't remove any option. So they keep it for few years. After that, they will deprecate. Actually, they announced that 1-2 years back only. But still it is there. In future versions, they are going to remove this option. But as of now, we have. They officially announced that you don't need to use, you are going to remove. If you want, you can use by using auto index ID set to what? Auto index ID set to true. So we have to define auto index ID. We can set it to true. It generates an auto generated ID for every documents. Actually, it is a unique document ID. It is a unique document ID for every record. That's what actually it does. So it is default set to true. It is default set to true. Auto index ID is default set to true. So when you are creating a collection, while creating the collection, you can mention whether your collection needs a unique ID for every document or not, every record or not. We can do that by using auto index ID. Next important is we have size. Size. Size actually, it refers to the memory allocated for table, for collection. It refers to memory allocated for collection. For every collection, you can allocate memory, how much memory it should occupy. That means for every collection, you can set limit. You can say that this table can have only this much data. You can have limit for tables in the memory. You have limit for collections. Actually, it uses bytes as value. So it is integer type. It uses bytes as value and it is integer type. Auto index ID is Boolean type. It will take true or false. And size is integer type. It will take bytes as value. Then you should know how to convert the bytes into MB, GB, TB. You know the units. Memory units 8 bits. 8 bits is equal to how much? 1 byte. 8 bits equal to 1 byte. And 8 bytes, 1024 bytes. 1024 bytes equal to 1 kilobyte, KB. 1024 KB, kilobytes, is equal to 1 MB, megabyte. 1024 MB is equal to 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabyte is equal to 1 terabyte. That is the basic reference. So we need to calculate accordingly and we have to mention. Actually, the size is defined in bytes, not in MB, not in GB or TB. You have to write bytes number. Actually, anywhere in your computing system, originally the size is calculated in bytes only for every file. However, your operating systems have the ability to show by converting into KB and all, but originally they are stored with the bytes. Actually, you see, suppose I open command prompt. In the command prompt, I say dir, some D drive. In D drive dir means it shows the disk information. It says that in this 4 files, 19 directories are there. And see the space in bytes it will show. This is shown in, that means how many bytes, how free in bytes. Not be in KB or MB. Usually graphically when you see it shows file is 1 MB, 2 MB like that. But originally the file is saved in the bytes. The number also you have to mention in bytes. For example, suppose I want 4 MB. I want to allocate 4 MB. Then how many bytes? So in the calculator, 1024 to 1024. 1024 into 1024 is equal to 1 MB. 1024 bytes into 1024 bytes is equal to 1 MB. This is 1 MB. In 1 MB, I want 4 MB. 1 MB into 4. This is 4 MB. That is the 4 MB size in bytes. So 1024 bytes equal to 1 KB. 1024 KB is equal to 1 MB. So 1024 into 1024 is equal to how many MB? 1 MB. 1 MB into 4. That will be 4 MB. That's how we calculate. Suppose I want to allocate 2 MB space. Then we have to define 1024 into 1024. 1 MB. 1 MB into 2. This is what? 2 MB. And actually, when we use the bytes as numbers, we have to remove these commas. Only this number we have to use, right? So how do you calculate here is, suppose, so 1024 into 1024 is equal to 1 MB. And that MB number will give here. Let me copy this. 1024 1024 into 1024. This is actual, sorry, 1024 into 1024. This is 1 MB number. Let me copy this here. This is actually 1 MB number. This is actually 1 MB number. So next what we have to do, we need to use. So this 1048. So this is 576 into, suppose you say 2. This will be how much? That will be 2 MB. Am I right? This is 1 MB, this is 2 MB. Into 2, into 3, into 4, like this. You can add anything now. That means into 2. That means how much? This is 2 MB. That is actually 2 MB. Just roughly I am giving so that later you will calculate them. This is the size of 2 MB. Like that you can calculate 3 MB, 4 MB, 5 MB, like that. This is basic size you have to mention in bytes. Right? Memory is always mentioned in bytes. Memory is always defined in bytes. So you have to write in bytes only. Even it is MB, you have to convert that into bytes and you have to write that. Okay. So we have two options now. Auto index ID. Another one is size. Next important here. Now here one doubt comes is like MB, 10 MB, 4 MB, how much data I can store? How many records I can store? How many documents I can store? We can't say that. Depends on your data. If your data is having lengthy contents, then obviously it will be immediately finished. Depends on your data. You have one more option, and what is the option is max. It defines the maximum number of documents, the maximum number of documents allowed. It defines the maximum number of documents allowed. The maximum number of documents allowed. Max refers to the maximum number of documents allowed. Maximum number of documents allowed, you can put limit. Actually, it is a number. It is a number. Number means integer type. It is a number. Max is a number and size is also a number. Auto index ID is a boolean. It's a boolean. How many documents allowed? That depends on this max. Suppose you say max 10, then you cannot store more than 10. You can set limit. Here one more point is that what happens when I reach max? Suppose I said max 10. What happens after I reach 10? That depends on one more option called capped. That depends on capped. It is a boolean. It is a boolean option. Takes true or false. It's a boolean option, takes true or false. Capped is true or false. And what is the concept of capped? Capped means capped true or false. Capped means you have set the max limit as 10. Now you entered 11th record. What will happen? If capped is true, when you add the 11th record, what will happen is it will say you are not allowed to store more records. You are not allowed to store more records because max limit is 10 and capped is true. If capped is false, then after you entered 10 records, you entered 11th record, the old record will be deleted and the new will be added. That means every time how many records will be there? 10. But the old one is deleted and the new one is added. Old one means first one. Whatever the first one is added, it will be deleted and this. It's just like you see in your computer, in your softwares, you have recent files. Recent files have a limit. It can show recent 10 files. If you open 11th one, the old ones will be gone. That means it completely depends on capped. So max depends on cap. You given max 10. If capped is true, you can't store any more records. If capped is false, you can replace the old records and add the new. So here, what is the point? If capped is set to true, you cannot store more than the max limit. If capped is false, is set to false, then the new documents will replace the old. The new documents will replace the old. If capped is set to false, then new documents will replace the old. That depends on cap. So these are the important options usually we have for a table. So syntactically, while creating a table, db.create collection name, and we need to give the options. Auto index ID. It can be true or false. We have what? Size. That is a number. Max. That is also number. Capped. That is also true or false. You need to set up this. And if you don't give options, what is auto index ID? If you don't give the options, what is the default? It will take all these default. What is default auto index ID? True. Default auto index ID is true. That means every record will have a unique ID automatically generated. What is size? Default size depends on your device, on your computer, how much memory is available. Based on that, it is not same. It is varying according to device. And based on size only, max varies. The varies according to device. What about capped? Capped will be default true. Capped will be default true. After it finishes the size allocated, immediately it says that I can't store any more records. If capped is false, it will remove the old ones and add the new ones, right? These are the options that you define while creating the tables, creating the collection. If you don't give them, automatically it will take according to the memory available. If you want, you can give them. Let's see. Here, I'm creating another collection, db dot create collection, collection name categories. Previously, I created products, collection name categories, comma. You need to give the options. Remember, at any stage, don't press enter. When you press enter, command executes. You don't try to type in more than one line. It's not possible here. It will automatically execute your command in the middle itself. So you continuously type. Automatically it will get to next line when it reaches. So here what we have to do, first option, what is it? Auto index ID. Remember, auto index ID, case sensitive. Exactly you have to write in the same way how I given in the option. How I given in the option. Capitalizations, everything matters. Everything matters. You have to exactly define in the same way. In the same way. So you have to write what? Auto index ID. And it is a boolean colon. The value is what? True. True or false. You can keep anything. Next, second. There is no order for options. You already know HTML, JavaScript, attributes, properties don't have order. You can write in any order. Just you have mentioned them or not important. There is no order dependency. Okay, what is next one? Max. Max is how many bytes you want. Suppose I will take this number which I copied. This is how much? 2 MB. Yeah? So this is 2 MB. That is 2 MB. You can copy from your calculator, but make sure no commas are there. Remove those commas. Okay, next. Sorry, max is not this. Size is this. Huh? Max is how many records you want. Max is how many records I want. Suppose 5. That means maximum number of records is 5. How much size you want is 2 MB. 2 MB. What about another attribute? What is it? Capped. Capped can be set to true or false. If I set false, what will happen? The old one will be removed, the new one will be added. No, I want to fix them. So then we have to set it to what? True. Then once it reaches 5, you can't add more. That depends on the size, right? Here, when I hit enter, then it is created. And it is now created by using all these options that you have defined. And if you want to see the collection, so after creating the collection, let me copy this one. So that is the collection here we are having. This is the collection. Example is this. This is the syntax and this is example. Create collection, categories, auto index ID true, size, that is. Right. So this is creating a collection. And after creating the collection, how to see the collections that we have? This is number 6. So to view the list of collections in database, what you have to do is show collections. You have to use the command show collections. Show collections to view the list of databases. What are all the databases are there we have? Now, actually, one of the main concept in your structured database is in MySQL, it is schema. And here it is schemaless, structureless. What difference you observed? What difference you observed? You created a table in MySQL. You created a collection in MongoDB. So related to schema, what difference you observed? Here, there is no field names at all. In a table, what data to store? Nothing. When you created a table in MySQL, what you have given, what your command contains? Create table, table name, what fields it should handle, what should be the data type of that fields. Am I right? Here, what fields? You created categories. What will be there in categories? Not sure. Not sure because it is not fixed. You can store anything. One record, as I told you, you can store category ID, category name. Another record, you can store category code, category name. Another record, you can store category ID, category name, vendor ID, vendor name, anything you can store. There is no limit. There is no restriction here. Then how? That is why it is structureless. That means there is no fixed structure for the data. You can store anything inside it. But structured data in MySQL is have a fixed structure. It says ID, ID. It says name, name. It says string, string. You can't store anything else. But here you can store anything, any type, anything, any type. For example, if I want to store age, I mentioned as John, it will take, there is no restriction. Means age must, there is no data type at all. It can handle anything you want. That is why structureless. And this kind of data is very much problem in handling relationships, configuring the relationships. Here, there is no information about the fields you are going to store. The information about the fields I will decide while storing. And for every record I can have different. For every record I can have different. That means actually I will show you. This is not new to anybody who knows JavaScript because actually in JavaScript data is in this way. In JavaScript data is stored in which format? JSON. JavaScript object notation. JavaScript object notation. And means people who are not into JavaScript, for them okay, but I am showing you just a basic thing here. Generally, when you store some data, when we store some data here, okay. Suppose when we are storing some data, it is an collection. In that collection, that's an array. Collection is an array. Here MongoDB also same. I said table. Table means actually it is an collection. Collection means it's an array. Every table in MongoDB is an array actually. It's an array. Now in this you see first record. First record is having ID. That is one. Second record is having name. That is some string like this. Now see, the second record is having suppose first name, first name, first name, and it is 10. It will take, and it is having age as some mobile. It will take anything. It will take. There is no structure at all. There is no limit at all. This is valid in JavaScript because you know already you learned JavaScript is not a strongly typed language. It is not a strongly typed language. If you don't know JavaScript, just leave it. Just understand the sentence I am telling. Right? If you don't know JavaScript, leave it. No problem. Only the point you need to understand is here there is no restriction for what type of data to store. How much we have to store. That depends on the size, limits and all. In a table, you can store anything. There is no relation between first record and second record. Actually, in your MySQL database, all records are having a relation. All have same fields. But here, one record, some set of fields, another record, another. That is why I told you they are called document-based. Document-based database, MongoDB is. That means every record, document behaves like a separate table. Every record behaves like a separate table. This is the nature of structureless, schemaless data. That's the reason this is not great everywhere. But this kind of data is required in some occasions. In some occasions. Because I told you already Netflix yesterday. Netflix, one movie contains ratings, reviews, another movie doesn't contain. One movie contains some details, another movie doesn't contain. That's completely different. Completely different. That means they don't have all similar type of information. That is structureless data. So this is the point you need to observe when you are working with MongoDB. You created collections, but collections don't have any structure. You can store anything inside them. Only one thing is common. What is it? For all records, all documents that you store in a collection, it will have one ID, auto index ID. It will be ID generated for everyone. That also when you set auto index ID as true. If you set auto index ID as false, it will not do that. That means it is going to generate that. It is going to generate. So here it is completely structureless. So you see, I want to see the collections. What you have to do? Show collections. Show collections. It will show the collection. Branch database sample. We have two collections. One is categories, another one products. Actually, in graphical interface also you can see. Click on sample DB. Right? In sample DB, I will refresh this one more time. Where is it? Yeah. I will refresh my databases. Now you see two are there. One is categories, another one products. And you can see that the categories and products are currently empty. They don't have anything. Right? They don't have anything. So 0, 0 is actually defined here. 0, 0. And observe here, we will add more data and all. There is a button called create collection. When I click create collection, it opens collection name. And when you define the collection, so you have the collection additional details. Later, I will tell you more about collections. We will go more deep into it. I'm just explaining a point. We have different types of collections. Timestamp collections, clustered collections, distributed. So many types of collections are there. We will discuss about them. Initially, first basic things we need to understand. Okay, you see, you have a clustered collection. We have different types of options we are having. These you will learn now. What is the purpose of them, how to use them and all. What types of collections are there, we will see that. Initially, there is no structure for that. There is no structure. And you can see the collection don't have any data. The number of documents, 0. Which one? Currently we are in categories. In sample DB, you see they are empty. Nothing is there. There is empty. Nothing is there. And remember, it is a capped one. I given true na. It is a capped one because remember, capped depends on size also. How much size you mentioned. After reaching the size, the capped starts working. You need to see that. We'll learn about it. Initially, first point is how to create database, how to create collections, and how to view the collection. And while creating collection, what are the attributes? What are the attributes required for collection? Next important is we have, if you want to remove the collection, to remove any collection, you can use drop method. You can use drop method. To remove any collection, you can just use a drop method. Actually, for example, we want to remove, let's go to the shell. And here it is currently using sample DB. DB dot create collection, I say users. Some users collection created. Show collections, we have 3 collections. I want to remove this users collection. Then DB dot collection name. Collection name is what? Users. Users dot drop. That's how we do. We have to add the drop method for that. Then it is going to drop. Then when I say show collections, then it is going to remove that. It's not. And remember, it will remove forcibly with all features. It is having data, it is not having data, it doesn't matter. It will delete everything. That means including the data present inside the collection. So for that, what we need to do here, drop. So syntactically, we have db dot collection name and dot drop. That's the method. So example is this, db dot categories dot drop, like that. We can remove the database. We can drop the collection. And to remove the database, we have the command called drop database. You can use drop database method. Suppose you want to remove any database. So just we have to use what? db dot what? Drop database. You have to use drop data. Remember, which database it will remove, which database now you are currently active. In which database you are active, that database will be removed. How to remove any specific database? This doubt will come. How to remove any specific database? Suppose I want to remove DemoDB. How? First change into the database and from there you have to drop. Outside the database, you cannot remove the database. If you want to remove the database, first you need to be active in the database. Actually, this kind of operations are sometimes not valid in MySQL SQL based database. It says that database is already in use. If you have database created and you are using it and trying to drop it, it will not allow. It will say database is in use. Here it will drop. Including all the collections, it is going to drop. So we don't need to worry about that. Just drop database, it is drop. Right? We need to change into the database and remove that. So next option, to remove any database. To remove any database, you have to switch into the database and use the command. And what is the command name? Drop database. That is the command. So here syntactically db dot drop database. First what we do, first better, here I will show you. First what you do, use database name. Use database name, after that drop database. Use database name, it will switch into the database. After that you can drop the database. So that is the option. So what you learned is creating database, creating collections, and viewing the database, viewing the collection, dropping the collection, and dropping the database. Now, how many types of collections are there? How we store data into the collections? What is difference between different collections? And how do we store data into them? How do we read inside? That we will see in next session. Today we will have doubts after this now. That means now you will have doubt session for both offline and online, right? So if any people online and offline you have doubts, now we will have sometime doubts clarification session will be there now. Okay. And if you don't have doubts, then you can join on Monday session, right? If you have doubts, you can stay and you can ask the doubts, right? Now our people will come. Voice trucks, screen struck, internet connection slow, not those doubts. I can't do anything related to your network. Okay. First doubts, voice struck doubts, screen struck doubts, all such people, please don't come up with those doubts. So any another related to installing and all, you please ask. Okay. And others you can leave. We can meet on Monday. Monday will continue. Okay. We will check with the doubts. Offline, online, anybody have doubts, you can ask. Okay. Right. Then we'll continue on Monday. Yeah, online people, if you have doubts, you please raise your hand. I will get back to you. Yes, Naveen.
The question in the chat window.
Yes, what is that? But you don't have Angular, right?
I have bit, not much, but
React, still you are not into this React and all, right?
yeah, little bit. But this is a great opportunity.
Okay.
If I miss, I don't know whether it will.
Because there are so many things I'm not sure you are aware of these or not.
Okay.
I hope you are already aware of Azure and Spring Cloud. Huh?
Yeah, Spring Cloud, I am pretty much good at it
Azure,
because
because
uh,
here our concepts includes React.js and MongoDB,
okay.
right? These two our concepts include. You can manage MongoDB and React.js for that on-site requirement.
Mm, yeah.
You can
So
manage. So, but I am not sure about your Angular, right?
yeah,
Because
like Angular is like earlier they were using this. I don't know, it's a flight booking system or something. They were using
uh,
Angular. Now they have migrated to React.js. So the new team, whichever is forming, they are getting trained on React.js. So
okay,
there are multiple opportunities, but uh, so
but
either
you
I have to
usually
say that I know only uh, Spring Boot as a major, and
uh,
that is a like there are
but
multiple
but these
opportunities.
days they expect minimum React or Angular. Like
Okay, okay.
they will ignore your MongoDB and all. They don't care much about that.
Mm,
But majority they will give priority for React and Angular. Like
mm,
Azure, React, Angular, these you have to face in interviews. MongoDB, they can skip if you say that I am not doing any database related any layer, but I have idea on MongoDB, then they will simply skip that. That's not major thing for them.
yeah. So
But
uh,
your interview revolves around this React and these.
so the success ratio also I have given till now.
Okay.
So many profiles were sent by my company. Only
Okay.
one they have selected, and also they have put that condition that one at video call and one at on-site.
Okay.
So I don't know the how it works out, but the thing is, how to like what I can do max to ensure that I will get success out of it next week. Like I have to give my best. Nothing will happen if I fail, but
Uh-huh.
what should I do? Like 1, 2, 3, 4 action items so that I will try tomorrow and day after tomorrow.
Because you need to go through some, because you are expecting questions on React and Angular, right?
Or otherwise, shall I only take the role? Like there are multiple opportunities. I will pick only the one which is related to the backend developer role.
Huh.
I will go with that.
That will be better. And you can simply say that I'm upgrading to React. That will be better.
Okay. And also, like, is it? I'm just putting one.
Because once you say you are with the React or Angular, they will go expect a lot from you.
Yourself in a website like thing. Is it looking professional or
It is.
it will black glass? That's like, or what are the action items you just?
Better you keep a profile like a portfolio.
Either professional or
Uh,
corporate
port,
or it.
It is not opening. What is it? This is. It's not opening what you sent here.
One of the freelancer.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm typing again.
Yeah. Okay. This is just a portfolio, right?
Correct.
This will be good. This is good.
Like, is it
It,
good to give it to American client like that?
of course, it doesn't matter. It is very good. It is very good. Right? But only the concern is about they ask about what you used for them.
Yeah,
The template. There, if you say that I used React, then that will be very impressive, but
correct.
you need to manage it.
I agree.
This looks
Correct.
very good. This looks very good. Right?
So, like I have another template which is from React. Okay.
Oh,
So it
okay.
is just from the
But
GitHub. I
once you
can.
say React, then automatically your interview completely shifts into that.
Okay. So I have to
So
tell them that I have done it in this
better you
project.
say that you are into the backend and project that you are have a complete awareness on front end and you are now upgrading to React. That will be very helpful.
Yes.
That will be correct, I think,
Because
right?
this is a big opportunity. I want them to understand everything by looking at the website and think
Yes.
positively about me. Oh, this guy knows something. That's why he has put it
Yeah. This
on
is
the internet.
impressive.
Yeah.
This design is impressive because as front end they just expect this much enough as front end. And actually it will be more impressive if you show that this is in React,
Yeah.
right? But now till now you can simply say that I am upgrading to React and I will convert all these into React apps also, then that's enough. So I think if you say that I am still undergoing the process of upgrading to React, then they will be satisfied because already you have designed so many and you kept all the skill sets of UI with backend. This is enough for that actually.
Okay. No, this
Right?
is not my.
Hannah, this format I'm saying, this looks
This.
good. Right? Yeah,
Oh,
this looks
okay.
good. Right?
Because with one
Okay.
liner,
Okay.
I want to send a message to the on-site that everybody will
Uh,
looks at it and they say, oh, this is already developed in React or something like
yes.
that, flashy, so
Yes.
that it will get attention of them and
Of course, these days, full stack
should
developers
not
need
ignore.
to create a portfolio. They need a portfolio which showcase every their skill sets and all their talent in the just design itself. Right?
Okay.
Right. That will be impressive. That will be good. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And any one more suggestion for facing the interview, like how the preparation?
See, preparation majority they ask on your resume. Majority means in your resume, I'm not sure what you skill sets you have kept and what projects you mentioned. So in resume, what you have mentioned, so first half an hour and so majority interview will be on your resume only. That means what skill sets you have mentioned in resume, the questions will be relative to that only.
Okay.
They will not go outside that majority. So first you need to be perfect on the resume what you have designed and you have sent to them.
Okay.
Right? That is majority of for experience interviews. That is what they do. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Madhuri. Yes, Madhuri, you have any doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
MongoDB is unable to install in my PC. It's getting like make sure you trust MongoDB before you open it to solve this, sir.
Mo- MongoDB, what it's not installing, huh? What error it
Yes,
is giving?
sir, it's giving like make sure you trust MongoDB before you open it. Hello?
Yes. Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Uh, you can now share your screen, please.
Oh, sir, I'm right. Sir, I'm just screenshotting.
You need to share your entire screen.
So it's getting like this.
No, it's not visible. Once you stop sharing and share again, we can't see your screen. It is just showing some wallpaper.
Sir, it is
Yes. Yes.
sir, I just screenshotted. Sir, it's showing like this.
That is problem with your browser.
Sir, how to fix this, sir?
You show what you are downloading, what you are sharing me a screenshot, what you downloaded, what you are installing, you show that. Huh?
Sir, I'm sir, already downloaded, sir. So I'm
Ah,
trying from last night. It's not getting. So I'm
ah, ah. Go to downloads then. Open the downloads. You go to downloads. You open Windows download. You open your Windows. Windows Explorer. Open your Windows Explorer, My PC.
okay, sir.
Explore. Just type Explore. File Explorer. Select that. You go to your downloads. Left side downloads is there. Downloads. Left side downloads. Where you downloaded?
Sir, it's not downloading, sir.
Just you click the download and show me once
Oh, wait.
in that site. The first one only. Yeah. It is downloading. At the end, it is showing some error.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Yeah, meanwhile, I will check doubt with others. Let it finish. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Yes, Kunal, what is your doubt?
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Actually, my doubt is related to the MySQL, sir. Last class we explained about the triggers. No? In my MySQL trigger option is not there, sir. Actually, I cannot send that.
You,
After I created the trigger, it's created, but
after
the option is
after
not.
create after creating trigger only you can see the trigger.
No,
Default
sir, the
trigger
option is
option
not
will
there.
not be there. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
It
sir.
will not be there. After
Okay.
creating trigger only it will be there. Okay.
No, sir. After created also they are not showing trigger option, sir.
If it is error in creating the trigger, it
No,
will be not showing. Okay.
no, sir. I
Check if
created.
it is created successfully without errors. Huh?
Okay.
After that, once you refresh the databases, it will show. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Uh, uh,
Sorry, sir, it's internet slow.
it's fine. Fine. Let me check because if you have any antivirus
Oh,
running in your device, sometimes it will block these downloads. You need to disable the antivirus on your device. Any antivirus is running, then you please disable that. Let's check once. Let me see.
okay, sir. Sir,
Click on see more option, what it is showing. Still select on that, click on this.
sir, it's not select.
Go to that three dots button and select there what option it is showing. Keep. Select keep. Some antivirus is blocking on your device. Huh?
Okay, sir. Sir, how to clear that?
So if you have any antivirus running, you have to open that antivirus and disable the antivirus for some time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then you download it will be working fine. If you still don't know how to disable and all, I will give our hardware in charge contact. You can check them. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Once check that,
Um,
if you still face the problem, I will give the hardware people contact. They will check what issue is there on your PC. Okay.
okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Hemant.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, my problem was when I am installing MongoDB, I'm getting error like this.
Bit size error is coming up.
Installer package could not be opened. Contact the application vendor like that.
Acha, acha. So I think in the new version, some packages are missing. I got the same thing from other people also, few
Okay.
people,
Oh.
that I will check a patched version and I will upload into Classroom.
Okay.
You download that and use it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, na?
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes, Varma.
Hello, sir. I will also getting same problem, sir.
Same. I checked that 2-3 people more are facing the same. I will give one download zipped one into the classroom. I will upload. You download it and use it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, then we will meet on Monday. We will continue on Monday session. Okay. Right. Thank you.